Sounds of the massively talented Arjun. One of my favourite reworkings that he did, Chaya Chaya. That's a super bass remix. Over the years, he's hit us with so many amazing reworkings that he's done. You got to check them out on YouTube. But you know what? Let's welcome the man himself onto the show. Arjun, welcome to Subrus Radio.
Yo, how you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a little while since we've spoken.
It's been a long time, actually. Yeah, it's been a few years, I think.
It has. I think the last time we bumped each other, I think it was at the Leicester Miller a few years back.
I think it was Leicester Miller in 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Now, you know what? A lot's been happening since then for you, and you know what? A recent exciting news, but you know we're gonna come to that in a minute. But you know what, Arjun? For some people who are out there who are listening to you right now and thinking, wait a minute, I've heard this name, Arjun, but I'm not exactly sure who he is. I know he's a singer, but do you know what? Very quickly, give us a quick background on you and how you came into the whole music scene.
Right, so I'm a singer, songwriter, and producer from London. Basically, kind of originally we used to kind of produce a mixture of kind of R&B music, and now kind of more a fusion of R&B and Hindi Bollywood music. Kind of, I think my biggest kind of breakthrough is that I did a remix of the song "Why This Color ID," which went a bit viral on YouTube and it's got about I think almost 9 million views now.
Yeah.
On the back of that, kind of done several other reworkings of Bollywood songs, like South Indian songs, Punjabi songs. So I think the kind of formula I've been using is, I guess, a mixture of Eastern and Western sounds, kind of fusing R&B with Asian music. So that's kind of my style. Yeah, that's me, basically, I guess.
I mean, do you know what? Even before you did that reworking of Color ID, I mean, I definitely hear on the show, I was spinning, tracks from you. I mean, Remember Tonight, Vampire, there's track you did with Key, Divani, I was already aware of you, and there were fans out there were people who were definitely aware of you. But do you think that the Kolavari D track really, that's what propelled you?
I think so. I think that was my like kind of lucky break. It was a complete fluke. I mean, that song basically, I made the video in about like a day. I was literally wearing my pajamas in my bedroom. I just put a video on YouTube, and it just kind of went crazy. Like the next day, I think the views had frozen. I think in about 5 days, it went 1 million views. In about 2 weeks, it was 2 million. 3 weeks, 3 million. And it kept growing. And then after that, I mean, up to that point, you're right. I kind of was doing shows in the UK, like lots of shows in kind of London.
Yeah.
But never outside the UK. And after that, it's been kind of more global. We've been doing shows all over the world, in North America, in Australia, India, Malaysia, Dubai. So it's been an amazing 2 years after that. So
I've got to say, that's definitely a testament to your talent, because when the Kolavari D kind of phenomena broke, every man and his dog was doing a reworking of it, right? But for your reworking to shine through and really cause that kind of attention is really something.
Yeah, I think that was a Punjabi version, there was a Bengali, there's all these different versions of songs. And I mean, with me actually, I was playing it on the guitar, humming the melodies. It's a very catchy tune. So I kind of like, for a few days, all I was hearing was this song. All my friends were playing it, and so I was like, I should try and just do an R&B version, because actually my favorite genre of music is old school R&B, like guitar-based, kind of Craig David R&B, that kind of style. So for me, so let me apply that to the song, see if it works. Kind of works. So I did a version. Literally, it took me less than a day. The whole thing, doing the song, the video, took about a day. And occasionally, I think in life, these random chances you take. I put months into other songs of mine. Vampire took a long time to make the video.
Yeah.
And so I think it's luck, really. So I think that was my one lucky break. So yeah.
Now, I mean, like I said, from back in the day, R&B's been your first love, and, stuff like Vampire, Remember Tonight, very, very kind of R&B feel. When did you think, or did you think back then, I'm Asian and I'm doing this, but I'm not getting noticed so much, so maybe if I introduce an element of kind of Bollywood, into my music, then maybe that'll help it get radio airplay. Was that the kind of the rationale?
I think partially. So for me, basically, what was happening is I realized that in the UK there's no real massive R&B scene anyway. I mean, regardless of being Asian or not, I think that there's not a massive kind of. There is definitely an urban scene in the UK, but it's mostly kind of grime, hip hop. But there's no I can't name any single big R&B singer other than Craig David that's come from the UK in the last 20 years. So I think for me to kind of make R&B, it wasn't kind of working for me on its own, just pure R&B. So I think the way for it to work was kind of fusing it with an Asian sound. So I think that is a kind of a unique thing. Plus, I guess, if you do R&B and you're from the UK, you're up against the likes of Usher and Trey Songz and Mario. I think what makes us stand out as Asians obviously is kind of using our own culture to kind of make a new sound. So for me, it's been done before. Obviously, the likes of Raghav and Jay Sean have done it. But for me, to kind of go back to more kind of old school guitar-based R&B and to use my kind of soulful R&B influence and then fuse that with a more kind of Hindi sound has been, I guess, what's been different. But actually, the reason why I did do it in the first place is because I was actually talking to a label in India about doing an album about 2 years ago of kind of old school Bollywood songs fused with R&B.
Yeah.
So that was what gave me. I think the first Asian song that I did was actually Kabhi Kabhi, which I did in 2011.
Yeah.
And that was actually my first fusion song I did, and that was because of that label, and that actually worked very well as well. So I think it's a combination because I've always loved Bollywood. I've always loved my culture. I've always been very Asian in my kind of ways, and all my friends are kind of mostly Indian and Pakistani, Sri Lankan. So I think for me, it's always been part of me. But just to kind of express it musically was a choice I took, I guess, partially because you're right. I think it's definitely more popular, and I definitely think it's worked well for me. So yeah, I think it's been a good choice.
Well, do you know what? Before we carry on the conversation, I'm going to play a track that you dropped not so long ago. Now, I've got a lot of friends. I'm not a big R&B fan. I'll be straight up with you. I'm an absolute Desi head, me, right? I love my pop and I love my Bollywood, right? But you know what? Yeah. When I heard this track, I got excited because I got some of the references in this tune, and I think you know which one I'm talking about. And I played this to some of my friends who are absolutely into R&B, the old school R&B, and I tell you what, they're like, yo, Akshay, man, we need a copy of this tune. They went crazy, crazy for this track. So you know what? We're gonna play "Take It Back," and then we're gonna carry on chatting.
Thanks a lot, man. Cheers.
Akshay with the Desi Mashup on Subrus Radio.
Yo, Donnell, you know what's up. Kept putting you down, but your bones back up, yeah. Joe told you to ride with me. We had street dreams, but you kept stuttering. Craig David was walking away, feeling you in about his last 7 days, yeah. Bump and grind with my man R. Kelly. It's getting hot in here, take your clothes off and Elio. There was a time when music was life. The rhythm and the bass made me feel so right. To the times it was R&B, back with all my homies in the SUV. Take it back to the times you rocked the G-Shock with the jeans hanging low and the Air Force Ones. Take it back to the times you would chill with your boo. I should made me wanna get freaky with you. Take it back to the times when we fell in love with music. Gotta bring the R&B back. We gotta bring R&B back. We gotta bring the R&B back. No jagged edge where the party at. Walked out of heaven, now we're bringing it back. TLC, they don't want no scrubs. Independent women, don't be falling in love. Say my name, say my name. Cause my girl Beyonce got me going crazy, crazy. On Black Street, you got no diggity. Room 112, but the players get tricky with it. There was a time when music was life. The rhythm and the bass made me feel so tight. To the times it was R&B, back with all my homies in the SUV. Take it back to the times you rocked the G-Shock with the jeans hanging low and the Air Force Ones. Take it back to the times you would chill with your boo. I should maybe wanna get freaky with you. Take it back to the times when we fell in love with music. We gotta bring the R&B back. Taking it back. taking it back, yo. We're taking it back. We're taking it back, yo. We're taking it back.
Now, Arjun, we've talked about your love for R&B. You know, that's unmistakable. It is definitely there in all of your songs. But you know what? Bollywood or Mumbai has come knocking. All right, now talk to us, okay, about this big link up, this signing with the mighty T-Series. How did that happen?
Right, so actually, it's a weird story actually. So I've obviously been doing kind of covers of Hindi songs on my YouTube channel, of 3 of which have been actually owned by T-Series. Tumi Ho, Teri Meri, Chamak Chalo are all owned by them.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm not sure how if you know how kind of YouTube works, but kind of at the back end of YouTube, you can kind of monetize advertising on YouTube.
Okay.
So actually, kind of with these songs, I usually I don't claim the rights because they're owned by T-Series. But on one particular occasion, a third-party person had claimed the rights, and they thought that I claimed the rights. So kind of, I think the video was taken down off YouTube.
Yeah.
So I after that I was oh no, what's happening? So I emailed T-Series saying, you know, what's up, and they kind of had a chat because of that, and then actually because of that conversation, they were like, you know, actually we're fans of what you're doing. You know, we like this kind of fusion that you're doing, and so one thing.
Oh, looks like we've lost Arjun. Looks like we've lost him. You know what? Let's see if we can get him back. Let's see if we can get him back. Folks, this is live radio. You know, I was there. I was in there, gripped, listening to this whole story of how we get locked onto T-Series. Arjun, I hope you're there. Aha. Arjun. Hello, Arjun.
Hello.
Hello, you're back.
Lost
You know what?
there.
Yeah, I know. You know, we were there with you. We were gripped to this story. About, okay, so we got as far as you rang T-Series and said, yo, what's up, man? Why are you messing with my videos? Why are you taking them down for?
Yeah, so then, and then in the end we kind of got talking, and then the president came to London, and I had a meeting with him, and he's saying, you know, I think, you know, there's scope to kind of take this to the Indian audience, and, you know, and kind of make this a more international thing. So I mean, yeah, it's great. I think it's a massive chance for me to kind of, you know, crack India and try and really break into that Bollywood mainstream market over there. So it's been a blessing. I'm very, very fortunate that I have the chance to kind of release an album through them. So I'm doing one kind of Bollywood fusion album with them and one R&B pop album as well. So I think their aim is to try and, because I mean, there's not much of a non-film industry out there. Everything out there is basically Bollywood. Yeah. There's obviously a small independent music scene as well, but I think they want to try and, I mean, they have the power to try and change things. I think they want to try and do an artist album as opposed to like a playback singer album. So I think their aim is to kind of make me an artist as opposed to like kind of like a voice behind, you know, say Shah Rukh Khan, lip syncing or whatever.
But would you fancy a spot of doing some playback singing?
I do actually. Yeah, I mean, for me, my main passion is actually production. So I'd love to produce music for a movie, like a soundtrack. Yeah. I've done a bit of that in South Indian cinema, like kind of Tamil movies. But I'd love to get a chance to kind of score a movie and produce a soundtrack. And yeah, I mean, the thing is that I don't sing Hindi too well, so I wouldn't be the best playback singer, but I wouldn't mind having a chance to sing an English song if I could. There's been a couple of offers that have been coming through actually, so fingers crossed. Let's see. That might be the next step as well. So I'd love to do, you know, kind of. But I think for me, the main thing is to try and do my thing. You know, be an R&B artist in India, kind of doing my sound. So I'd love to try and take the R&B thing and make that work in India.
Arjun,
so let's see.
Yeah, Arjun. All I've got to say, right, and I've been saying this for the last couple of years while I've been spinning your records here on this show, about freaking time. Do you know what I mean? I tell you what, you know what, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the show, my brother. You are genuinely, you're so talented, right? You know, and you know, and every time you drop a new track, you know, I always, when I talk it up, I always say, you know, this guy is gonna blow up, and I don't know when, but somebody please notice this guy. And you know what? And you know, and it's happened, and you know what? I wish you nothing but the biggest success, and I hope this whole T-Series thing and the whole India thing goes really, really well, and it's just onwards and upwards for you. And you know, you need to come here into the studio, and we need to talk some more.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you very much. Really, it's been a hard struggle. The whole label thing is kind of like it's a weird one. I think for me, being an unsigned artist, has actually helped in some ways. I think kind of the kind of people get behind you more. I think it's like kind of like you're like the people's champion. You know, kind of online media is the key. So for me, I mean, my entire career has been built around Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and using that to my advantage really, and kind of growing a loyal following online. I think having a label is great, but I mean, being signed on its own doesn't mean you've made it. I think having fans means that you've made it. So
yeah.
For me, like, you know, a label can come and go, but I think the main thing is that you're having a strong following who will kind of support you, you know, and kind of believe in you. I think I've had so many kind of label meetings over the last few years in the UK as well, and it can get you down if you think, you know, oh no, you know, I'm not being kind of noticed, you know. But I think having said that, to me the most important thing is fans, and fans make you. I think so. If you've got fans, you're fine. I believe that. So, but I mean, obviously, it's great being signed to. I'm not going to say no to T-Series, obviously, but I think it's a blessing. I think it's the next stage for me to kind of take it off YouTube more into the shops,
yeah,
onto the TVs and the radios in India, and become more like a household name, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I think that is the next step for me, fingers crossed.
Arjun, we look forward to literally hearing more and more and more of you, you know, in 2014 and all the years to come. And like I said, you know, make sure you come back and speak to us all about
Definitely,
it.
Man. Much love to you guys, as always. I see your tweets with you playing the songs all the time, man. So much love to you guys, and yeah, definitely. Coming soon. I'm
going to play you out with "Hold On, We're Going Home," which is which is a big favourite of the fans and the listeners out there. Arjun, like I said, you know.
Also, so one small thing to plug, actually.
Go on, go for it, plug away.
The song which you're about to play, this Drake remix, is actually in a Ryan Seacrest contest right now, a YouTube contest. So if you like the song you're about to hear, go online, go on my Facebook. It's Arjun Music on Facebook, or Arjun Artist on Twitter, and vote for me on this Ryan Seacrest contest. If I win, it's big exposure in America. So please go and vote, and thanks a lot in advance. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Arjun.
Thank you.
No, 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 no.